Hey there everybody, welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. I got a really quick side-by-side kind of verses for us today of mostly these come with SE. I believe SE originally designed these. I could be totally wrong, but I believe that is the case. These are Molle-Loks on top and the Blade Tek-Lok on the bottom. I love a Blade Tek-Lok. These things are awesome, and I wanted to see how the Molle-Loks would operate. I thought it might give me a little bit more versatility than the Blade Tek-Lok in some areas, and I've found that it really doesn't. So we're going to kind of walk through here just so you can kind of see what you're getting when you purchase, particularly SE knives, because that's really the only knives I've ever seen come with the Molle-Loks, versus the Blade Tek-Lok that most other knives are going to come with out there on the market, just so you can kind of see what you're getting, so you know what to buy before you buy it. If you're making your own kydex sheaths, or whatever, you're just looking to buy a knife and you have two options here with the locking mechanism to mount it. I'm just going to kind of show you here. Okay, so Blade Tek-Lok, go through it really quick for those who don't know. Great little design here. You got these bolts. You have 9 different options how to latch it to your kydex sheath. So you can screw it in all sorts of different ways. Mostly you're locked in either horizontal or vertical is how you can do it. Then they clip on to your belt, runs right through here. You clip it into place, and then the little latch pulls over, and now you got this really nice area right here. It's locked in. It's not coming off. It's awesome. You can just attach your sheath to it. Works great, as well as you can feed it through Molle, and I'll show you that here in just a second. What's nice and what we're really going to talk about is that this gives you some space right here so that you can double, if you either have a really thick leather belt or you double weave your belt, you carry it kind of on your left side a little bit, scout style, so you have your feeding through 2 ways. A large, either double stage belt or one large thick belt can fit through there, no problemo, and is really nice and wide at just over 2 inches wide there for that seam. Now on to the Molle-Loks, which give you a little bit more versatility in the angle that you can carry it. You can kind of carry it maybe at like 45 degrees versus 90, or 0 basically, which is what you have with this one. Same type of thing. You screw it onto your kydex sheath. Then it's just a little door latch position. Squeeze these 2 little levers together. Goes over, boom, locks into place. You're locked and ready to go. Now, and again, like I said, you can kind of twist and turn them a little bit, turn them kind of like at different angles, whereas with the Blade Tek-Lok, again, you're 90 or 0 degrees basically is what you got. So the problem is, if you can see there is no room to spare. These are really designed purely for Molle. It's very difficult to get a belt through here and get these to latch properly. They were popping off of me constantly when I was carrying it like I like to do, scout style. It was not connecting very well because it's so thin, and when I had my large thick leather belt on, didn't work, and when I went to switch to my tactical belt and double ran it, it didn't, it was just too thin. That's basically the problem, and the big issue that I have is that these latch in pretty good and nice and strong. Now I would say that this is still stronger, the Blade Tek-Lok, with the double click in position. This basically has 2 retention points. This kind of has 1. But because it's so thin, in comparison here, I'll show you again, to the Blade Tek-Lok, you can see there, see how wide that is versus see how thin that is, barely no space. This really hampers it from being attached to your belt. Now, with that being said, they're designed, again, they're called Molle-Loks for a reason. And a lot of you are going to probably comment down below, duh, they're called Molle-Loks, blah, 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 blah. But, I was looking hopefully to kind of give me some more options when carrying it on my belt. So here's just some Molle. This is a Black Hawk Hydro Pack. Just kind of wanted to show you here how the Blade Tek-Lok works first, so you can kind of decide if you are wanting to rock this Molle. And hopefully I can do this here without too much fighting with Molle. Molle can kind of be a pain in the butt sometimes. There we go. That one seems to be a little bit better. So basically you get your thumb underneath there, push it through, see if I can get it. Come on, baby. There you go. See? Now I got it. Slides into place, locked in. These Blade Tek-Loks come with these 2 little stages. You click them in right here so that they would be super locked in on your Molle pack or vest, backpack, whatever. If I have enough room there, come on. Now it's super secure. You can see there it's not going to want to move around. Click it into place. My sheath would be right here. Boom, I'm ready to go, regardless if it's my tactical vest, backpack, water pack, whatever. That locks into place really nice. Now again, this is not as slim a profile. If you are using this purely for Molle, this is definitely going to be sticking out a little bit further. Your sheath's going to be out to here basically, whereas these Tek-Loks bring down the profile a little bit. I'm trying to decide where I want to put them. I'll just do one here. But you can see they're a little bit easier to operate through Molle. You can see there, I'm getting it through. Just kind of push it through, go through the second stage. And then you just close it shut, snap it into place. There you go. So it's nice and locked in, not wiggling around left, right, up and down. Really nice and locked in, and you can see how much less the profile is than the Blade Tek-Lok. So basically what my conclusion is that out of these two, and then also, you know, these runners are awesome, the BLADEHQ Molle runners. These are probably the fastest and easiest to attach, but I'm not really going to go into it as much more about these. These are awesome as well if you're looking for another Molle attachment, but these can't be attached to knives, obviously, and that's kind of what I'm talking about here today. Particularly if you're doing a sheath or a holster, if you're going to run it on your belt, go with the Blade Tek-Lok every time. It's going to work way better for you, be a lot better. It can do Molle as well. It's just a little bit more bulky and obviously wider, bigger profile basically. If you're doing purely Molle running and you don't really care about putting it on your belt, the Molle-Loks are going to be a lot better for you. But if you're using them on a belt, they're basically non-existent because there's no room to spare in there, and you can't really run a belt through there very well at all, except for a very thin nylon belt. Is not going to anything bigger than that is not going to let you lock that Molle-Lok into place. So belts, Molle. That's what I recommend. Belts, Molle. So hopefully this review has helped you guys out. Thanks for watching. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.